and we will create our topology by clicking here, dragging and drop 2 routers by holding shift, and you have your 2 routers there. All you need to do is just rename them to R1 and R2. Okay, and just connect them. After you connect them, you can put them on individually or just put them on together by clicking this green button. Okay, the routers are booting up. Okay, what we can do is we can do a couple of things. We can make our topology look good by clicking here and changing the font size as well to 16. Click OK. Once we have that, we have our R1 there. And through the magic of video editing, this happened. I wrote down a couple of IP addresses because we don't need to waste time. So our routers boot up by now, so let's just connect them by consoling them in. Click it here and it will automatically console us in both routers. So they are still in the booting process. As you can see, we have R1 and R2. The software I'm using is called Secure RT. Secure RT is a terminal software that will allow you to connect to your routers, and the good thing about it, the advantage it will give you, is you will have tabs. So now our routers boot up. What we can do is we can go ahead with our configuration. If we go back to our topology for 1 second and select the pen, and what I will do is I will configure. I have an initial configuration for R1 and R2. So what we will do, you and I, we will copy and paste the initial configuration, so we will have a connectivity between these 2 routers. After that, we will do our lab, which is RIP configuration. So what I will do is I will copy and paste the initial configuration on R1 by copying and pasting the template I've created already. Okay, and this template will be provided with this course, so it will be by the time the course is available online, you will be able to download it with the course as a resource file, and all the material that I'm using for this course anyway will be available freely online with the course, obviously. Config T, and I just copy and paste the similar template but different IP addresses, different name on R2. So now we have full connectivity between R1 and R2, but RIP is not configured yet. So what we will do is we'll go back and start with R1, then configure RIP by we are in already global configuration mode, so we will start with router RIP, and we will enable version 2, and we will use network statement 198.155.10.0. we will go here R2 and use the same commands, RIP, and start with version 2 and the network statement, which is 198.155.10.0. RIP is now enabled. Do show IP protocol should be enabled. You can see that. That's good, and it will tell you a lot of information about it, but there is nothing going on yet because our routing table is not really that interesting. So we are in R2, and if you look at in R2, do show IB interface brief, we have a couple of loopback addresses that we need to inject into our RIP. So let's just start with network 172.16.1.0 and use the arrow up by going up and just changing the number instead of writing the whole IP address. This is a shortcut, actually is a bonus for anyone who wanna configure that way quickly. So if you just use show IP route, we should see our routing table populated by one single address. we can fix that by disabling auto summarization, because in RIP it does auto summarization automatically. So what we can do is we can always say no auto summary, yeah, and it will disable that functionality, and we can see all the routes that we injected into RIP, yeah. So if you go up, and you can see all the routes now, because we disable auto summarization. That's another tip. So we need to go to R1 and inject all the routes in R1. So show IP interface brief. You can see we have 5 networks, loopbacks actually, on R1. So we should go to global configuration mode, go inside RIP, and use the network statement and inject them in 192.168.1.0, and use the arrow by going up and just change that number, because the rest is the same. So it's much more easy for us to configure it and save time. So if we go to R2, and we go up for a bit, okay, no, we haven't initiated that command, but if we go back to privilege mode and show IP route, go down, we see all the routes in R1 have been populated here. So let's ping one of them, 192.168.1.1. we should be able to ping and go to R1 and ping 172.16.1.1, and that is ping. So we verify that all our routing updates have been shown up in the routing table of R2 and R1. So all these networks R1 knows about, and all these networks R2 knows about. So RIP is fully configured now. That's all about it. Thanks for watching.